Yeah. For what? Feels really light, dude. I think this is probably 120 kilos, right? 116. That's wet weight. And what's the seat height on this? 916. ಇದಕ್ಕನ ಕೋಳು yeah. Swapping from one side to another. No, it's actually not too bad. It's quite comfortable. The seat is grippy, so it doesn't slip and slide easily. The bike feels very light, not very comfortable to swap from one side to another. So if I'm on this side and I have to switch, it's a little challenging. But I think that's just because I am getting used to it. So I probably do this a few times. I think, yeah, it's doable. The gear lever is broken. I think they dropped it. Even the clutch lever is broken. But I can reach the gear lever. That's the main thing. With this leg, if I'm standing on this side, I can reach the lever and get down here. But I can't reach the brake lever from this side if my leg is here. So I'm not able to step and press the rear brake. But from here, I can put the gear. That's only in the case of me sliding back. And in that case, I'll just have to use the clutch control to prevent the bike from sliding behind. See, there's a level of comfort because the bike feels light. I can just hold this in place with only the legs, and even if I have to stop, take a breather, relax, I'm quite comfortable. I can just be chill over here and like stop, take a break. If I have to shift to the other side, takes a little bit of effort, but again, same thing here. I think it's doable. But this lightness of the bike now, if I fully flat foot here, it's in the crook of my knee, so the bike can still be managed with no upper body effort needed. But this swinging over from one side to the other is still something that will be a challenge. Because the weight of the bike is so light, it doesn't feel like a effort. Yeah. It just feels strange when I'm shifting from one side to the other because it's sticky, grippy. Again, like you said, that's probably because I'm wearing denim. If I'm wearing something like Cordura pants, it'll slide easier. And the more I'm sitting on this bike, the more I'm getting comfortable with it. I'm able to tuck my knee into this. Sliding forward. Sliding back. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, yep. Hop forward, hop back. Switch to the other side. Woo! 6 days. That's the model. 350 EXC-F, KTM road legal, 916 mm seat height, 116 weight. I think it's 7 liters or 7 liters fuel tank. It's 950.
900 to 950. What the reason? Because it's the suspension travels. So what is it that's right now?
So what's it at right now?
It's not predictable to say exactly what it's set at because of the stick stands tag. But it varies from 900 to 950. What is the ground clearance of this? Ground clearance of close to 300 standing. It's based on the seat height and the stack that is set on the suspension. The ground clearance also can go down to 20. So when I give you right now, it's not the right. Ground clearance density.
No, no doubt, but we are checking the seat height when it is static.
Specified in the manual is 915 to 945.
Okay.
But they said it can, at situations, go above 950 also if the rider weight is very low and the payment is set to the
Highest.
Now, if we get a taxi, this is what is Yes. Now, what the mileage of the bike? Because if you want to use it for the, I would.
I like the bike. It feels very playful, very light. It's like a cycle. But what's interesting about it is the whole, like you have this feel that it's bounceable. It's like, you can play around with it. With a bigger bike, there's this fear that there's a lot more bike, no doubt. Visually, it dominates your field of view. And other than that, there's also this feeling that, okay, if it's a big bike and it falls, there's this fear that if it falls on me, I'll get hurt. Yeah, there's also a thing, there's not much to damage because it's all plastics. Yeah, which means all I have to do is swap the bars. Are these tubeless rims? That's because they're not cross-spoke. They're tubeless, but they're not necessarily cross-spoke. These are not cross-spoke.
But it's tubeless on there.
Yeah, it's tubeless.
What do you think? Very flexible, very light.
Very light, very flickable, good fun. Whee! Check this out. Oh man, this is cool. No, no. Oh, you want me to hold? You're holding it? No, see, it's easy. So if you're holding and if I fall, if I'm falling, I can easily get down and hold the bike. I jump. So even falling off the bike, it doesn't feel scary.
Yeah.
Because.
But tank is going to explode. AC temperature.
Yeah, but then the tank doesn't get damaged. I don't think it's going to easily puncture.
But what material have used? If it hits a rod, it's that. They're made up of plastic where it doesn't puncture.
Exactly.
It grazes.
Yeah.
So the only way to make a hole in this is by piling like it.
Oh.
Oh, it doesn't like a punch. It doesn't crack. Okay. It doesn't crack. It doesn't. It just erases.
So it doesn't shatter. And but puncture, I'm sure something sharp enough,
Something sharp enough,
it'll bounce off.
Go away, or it will go inside.
Depends on the angle. But now I'm really getting the hang of this. Check this out. Like I'm able to quickly swap. If I stay as high up and as forward as possible, I can easily swap. If I'm going behind, it's a little bigger. Service intervals, I think it's around 50 hours and 500 hours for the valve clearance checks. But that's only under race conditions. If you're riding it under.
This service time is 50 hours.
Yeah, but that's only under extreme race conditions. If you're not redlining the bike every time you use it, you probably don't have to leverage that kind of a metric where you're doing every 50 hours. So I'm guessing it should be at least 250, 400 hours if you're not riding it like race conditions.
So these are not futures. These are few.
Okay.
Get this as an option. And it's not cyclic.
Correct. They're not cross-poked.
Yeah, exactly. So all the 450, 250 and the 350 gets it as an accident.
Got it.